And now, live from our studios in San Marcos, California, it's another episode of Fix Your Funnel Friday. And here's your host, Ryan Chapman.
Oh, hey, Ryan, got a quick question for you.
What's up?
I have a new customer who was asking about SMS and how to use it for lead capture, but she also wants to have it notify her sales team.
So what's the scenario?
Well, she often goes to like a lot of networking events and meets with a lot of prospective clients. And so what she wants to do is, one, capture their email address so that she can send them a case study, but she also wants us to notify her team so that way they can do like a follow-up call with them.
Okay, cool. This reminds me of a recent situation I found myself. And that, my friend, is how it's done.
That's really fascinating, Ryan. I'm glad we met. This is really what I needed right now.
You got a cell phone?
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want to send you a case study I just recently did with some people in almost your exact same situation. And I'll show you exactly how I did what I just explained to you. And all I need you to do is just text your email to my number. It's 760-621-8194.
Cool.
Now, if you have any questions at all, feel free to give me a call at that number.
Hey, that was quick. How'd you do that?
That's just how I roll.
Rock on. I'm really looking forward to checking this out.
We need to get you available to see this through a go-to meeting first, so then we can, kind of give you a better picture of it. And yes. Sorry. Just another lead. What were you saying?
Now, what if she's on stage?
That's easy. And that, my friends, is how it is done. Now, how would you like to have 3 case studies where I cover the exact situation that each of you find yourselves in right now? Would you like to have it right now? Great. Go ahead and text your email address to the number up on the slides, and I'm going to send those out to you immediately. Now, while you're getting out your phones and you're doing that, I want to go over what these 3 case studies cover.
Yes. Oh, sweet. No way. Yeah.
And that's how it's done, Matt.
Well, what kind of response will she get? Like, won't that be distracting? Like, if people are taking notes and then they need to text in?
That's a great question, Matt. But if you remember that one time I went and talked to those 130 MMA trainers, I got 84% of the room to give me their hot button, their email address, their name, and that was pretty simple. It's the placement of the request that's key. You can't do it at the very end if you're selling. You got to do it kind of in the middle. You have to pique their interest enough that they're paying attention and actually willing to participate with you. But that's the key. Don't do it at the end if you're selling.
But what if you're not selling? Haha, do you just do it at the end?
I'm glad you asked that. You could save it for the very end, or you can still do it in the middle. Now, if you save it for the end, it's not the very end. You have to leave at least 7 minutes because your hottest prospects are going to be taking notes and really paying attention to what you say. So when you ask them to get out their phone and start texting, you got to give them enough time to actually do it. This is where a lot of guys screw up. Matt, are you paying attention? See, the big mistake people make is they just flash the number on the screen for a few seconds or even a couple minutes. It's just not enough time. You got to imagine these people are pulling out their phone out of their purse or their pocket, and that's usually delayed by finishing up the notes they wanted to take. I mean, obviously, people who are really interested in what you have to say are probably taking pretty good notes. So you got to give them a little bit of time. Now, if my presentation has to continue to progress forward, what I'll do is I'll move the number and the instructions to the bottom of the top. So I'll have text, into this phone number at the top, at the bottom of the slide as I continue forward. That way they still have a chance to be able to do it while they're taking the break between their notes, getting their phone out and all that. Now that you're paying attention, Matt, just between you and me, I stopped my presentation entirely and waited until they did it.
What? Weren't you afraid that you would lose momentum and that they would get distracted with other things?
Not really. See, there was a mission and a submission. Get it? I was talking to MMA trainers. Submission. That's where they tap out. Okay. So anyway, my mission was to get the sale, but my submission was to get as many leads as possible from people who weren't ready to take action. See, only a percentage of the room in any situation are actually going to be taking action immediately. Most people, though, want to stay in the conversation if you got them interested in what you're teaching about. So give them an opportunity to tell you who they are so you can continue the conversation on your own. That's called follow-up.
Got it. That's very cool. So you just stood there and waited?
Actually, I insisted. See, when you're speaking and you have the interest of your audience, meaning you're teaching them something that they're interested in hearing about, then they actually expect you to direct them. They expect you to lead them to where they need to go. So I told them, in a playful manner, of course, that I was just going to wait until they finished. I gave them permission to give me what I wanted so that I could help them to continue their education. See, they were enjoying what they were learning. Otherwise, I wouldn't have got 84% to participate the way they did.
Okay, but how did you get them back on track? Like, how did you get them off of their phones, their devices?
Okay, this is key. I saved a heavy-hitting item for right after that activity. So that way I could lead generate, let them, maybe get even distracted. That was fine because I used something really big to get them back in. Now, I personally like interaction with the audience to do this, but you could do it in a number of different ways.
All right, cool. Thanks, Ryan. Got to get back to work.
Darn right you do, Matt. Get back to work.
Hey, if you want to see the behind-the-scenes video of how we made all this magic happen, go ahead and text in LEADS to 760-621-8199 or click on the link below. Oh, by the way, you're going to get all this in the video. Plus, Ryan is going to add a mobile-friendly web form that you're going to be able to use.
That's a $75 value alone.
So text in now.
Now, what are you really waiting for to text in?
That's just how I roll.
Really? That's a $75 value. Stuff. I forgot the next. 75 bucks? Really? How come you haven't taken it in yet? Tiger. That's not going on there, is it? Oh, that's going on there?